And here we are in our next video. So we're going to be talking about the skilled trade stigma. And if you want to understand what I'm doing here in this Stream of Consciousness series, please watch the initial video, the intro video, which explains exactly what I'm doing. I am recording for 3 straight hours at least. I am going to reset the timer on this particular topic, which is the skilled trade stigma. Now, I had no idea growing up that there was a stigma in the trades. I had no clue whatsoever that what I had chosen to go into as an ADHD person, which we're going to be talking about, had a stigma attached to it. But I began to learn pretty quickly. When I was in high school, I began to understand when anyone who was involved with, say, shop class. Shop class was in my high school was entirely populated by future serial killers and armed robbers and people that play Grand Theft Auto in real life. Not exactly the place you wanted to go, because that was the people who were non-academic, and we're going to get into those topics, I'm sure, quite soon within this 3 hours. But when I began to study, because I moved into the trades accidentally, I found myself suddenly with a company where I was doing designing and building, but it wasn't something I'd wanted to go into. I found myself loving this and coming alive doing this. Despite the fact that I had many people saying, hey, you should have gone to university, you should be doing this, you clearly can talk until the cows come home. But I knew that I had to do something with my hands, and this is well before I knew I was ADHD. But in order to understand this stigma of today, I do a lot of talking with teachers and with students on this topic, specifically for the reason of breaking this stigma. So let's understand what the stigma is. If you go back to the pre-industrial revolution, so let's go pre-1850 and look at the tradespeople of the day, whether they were carpenters or stonemasons. Let's just use those as an example because they're like the ones that are right in front. And most people are shocked to understand that if you were a carpenter or a stonemason, you are more respected in your culture than the lawyers and doctors of today. Very interesting. The doctors and lawyers were like down here, and it's done this flip now where, like, if you're in the trades, you seem to be viewed down here, and if you're a doctor or a lawyer, it's like, oh, well done, we're very good. And this is not a knock against doctors or lawyers, please understand what I'm saying. But it's important to understand that when the Industrial Revolution happened, the railroads started spreading around, and cities were being interconnected, and factories were branching up. The agricultural revolution led to the Industrial Revolution, where we could all live in massive cities like we all know today. But what ended up happening is in these factories, people who work with their hands suddenly became synonymous with putting caps on toothpaste bottles or stamping license plates. Suddenly, if you were a tradesperson, this blue-collar kind of stigma came in, and you were lesser than. It means you couldn't make it in university. You weren't intellectual enough. And the age of the artisan died. And this was a great tragedy that has lasted for quite some time. But I'm very excited about that this is changing now in modern day culture, where there has been an understanding because of crises, where it wasn't that long ago in Canada where we were 1 million tradespeople short. People were retiring and there was no one to take their place. But when I'm speaking to students, I'm telling them, what you're talking let's just talk about Canada. And people who are watching this in the States, I'm sure there are a lot of similarities, but I'm talking about my home country, where there are 150 some odd different trades. And we're talking about trades would be graphic design, trades would be aesthetics, trades is more than just plumbing and carpentry. All of the options of the trades that are there for kids that are now coming into the terror of entering into the adult world and trying to figure out what they're going to do, to not look at the trades where you are, hey, probably going to be making more money than most of the people around you because there is a need for you. But also the fact that certain brains are just engineered to do that. Certain young people need to understand that they're not exploring the options of the trades and understanding that this stigma is heading out the window. My daughter just got her first job in an artistic welding shop. She is 21 years old in a few weeks, and she is a welder. And not only is she going to do well financially, but she just loves it. When she puts that mask down over her face, the noise of the world is blocked out when she is doing welding. And I can talk about this topic forever, but it is every parent's responsibility to understand that in the same way we have stigmas of other things in life, if you have a stigma about the trades, be very careful that you're not doing your own child a disservice, because you could be. All right, so far I'm doing very, very well. That is a number of topics down. We're going to switch to our next topic now. And here we go. On our next video, we're going to be talking about I don't want to be an adult anymore. Yeah, this one is going to be a good one. See you in the next video.